Yesterday, I refused to start the video, and for some sort of last time as well, for making around for this time as well. In a failed attempt that I just completely forgot to get closer to my mic whenever that I just never gonna be really possible. And since that I just absolutely seeing this clip, and that actually for runes like this thing as well. So I still absolutely going to be getting a little bit closer when I was checking if around for here for something. And anyways, we're back at the road in Comic Studio, by the way, and my voice is getting a little bit low. And whatever that I just never going to get cast around here for somewhere. So this is absolutely that I just recorded around for this date during around it's the middle of April Fools around here that I just recorded around here, and since that I just already reviewed for some sort of like these things as well, for some kind of cookies as well for some sort of like this, and perhaps for the last video we already reviewed this and probably this, and I wouldn't be able to be reviewing for some sort of longer comics whenever this isn't going to be even possible for taking very long as well. So I better gonna be clicking around here for some sort of for any kinds like the guys as well. And at least I already reviewed for this thing as well. So I gotta be getting moving a little bit for one thing as well. And I don't really think this isn't going to be for some sort of like this. And I won't be gonna be acceptable for some sort of like this. But I probably going to be for around for some sort of like the comedy hour. And it will be gonna be taking for some sort of to skip it all the way for around here. And I won't be able to be reviewing this. This is not gonna be almost naked around here. He wears a wooden armor, and I'm not gonna be probably interested about for this thing as well. So we're probably gonna be going for around for breakfast as well. So I won't be doing this, for instantly about singing monsters and for some sort of singing monsters and Battle for Dream Island. But I know that wasn't gonna be right for me, and it wasn't going to be for some sort of like this for page 4, and exactly for the page 5 isn't going to be probably here like anything as well to appear for some comics. It appears that could be able to be taking for a little bit too much time, and that must be going to be for even for this. No. I don't want to. I don't want to look around here. So let's go on to be headed for Van, and a few of them is gonna be for a little bit for this thing as well. So I'm not gonna be hopefully doing this as well. And for this thing, the Alphabet Road. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be taking a little bit too much. And that's not gonna be right over here. So it will be ended right over for the page 6. And so we're going to be started right here in Cookies on the Road. So I never tried to prepare to find myself, that I just refused to find something as well for some sort of like the cookies as well. As you can see the description, this is now, or this is how they get to places, and probably that absolutely concludes with 2 comments. There's no replies, and the characters could be for something on the road. Could be it's not any other kinds of vehicles. They're fulfilled with vehicles and animals and some kind of other moving stuff, and more such as the cake roll cookie and its roller, Dino Sour cookie with his pet dinosaur, and she drives a tuk tuk. No. This is not gonna be going for around here. Pizza cookie is just gonna be going to deliver something as well. Mm, and probably there's Kiwi Cookie on his motorcycle, and for some sort of an unknown jet as well, for a flying thing as well. And I'm probably sure it was driven by Croissant Cookie. A supercar was driven by Shine and Glitter Cookie, and the Light King, with Chess Choco Cookies on their both sides. And probably there's Night Cookie on his horse, and I'm not pretty sure. Tiger Lily Cookie in his honor's way. There's Matcha Cookie with a giant hand, a Melon Bun Cookie and a minecart, and another one is for some kind of a little bit for this thing as well. I'm probably sure there was for a plane was driven on the road with Pilot Cookie over here, just right over here for this thing as well. And there's Chestnut Cookie driving his tricycle to deliver some newspapers, or whenever it does that they're going to be saying this. This is going to be another 15 minutes of this video, so I'm going to be giving a rate for an 8 out of 10. So let's just give ourselves a hurry for this thing as well, for somewhere as well. But unfortunately, it's going to be for about 20 minutes as well, or over 20 minutes. This literally possible. Sometimes another title was called Pizza Breaks the Roll, or some sort of the Pizza Breaks the Road Safety Rules, and it has no description and comments for perhaps to say. So let's just gonna be read along for me as well, that I just tried as well. When she was down on the road, and things that she's gonna be going to get a little bit faster as well. She was almost out of time as well, and the best way to do is to speed up a little bit as well, or even more harder as well. And she started to go speeding as well. One vehicular manslaughter later, she was pulled over by Almond Cookie as well, and that he says, "You know why I pulled you over? And how fast you're going? Well, you're going to be delivering for some pizzas for them." But I don't think so for about that, said Almond Cookie. Pizza Cookie got ticketed by for something as well, but I'm not very sure that the insurance cost for some sort of like this. I won't be able to be telling you that some kind of a delivery bike or some kind of a for this thing as well might going to be impounded for one thing. And whenever that I just never seen this from like this, I'm never gonna be seeing for some sort of like that I couldn't believe. So that the final thing is gonna be that I'll be rating for about 8 out of 10. So that was pretty impressive around here. Another one was some sort of like this thing is the Old Town Road, and the lyrics could be for around for some sort of like this, but this is not actually for some sort of a cowboy. It must be a BTS cookie for around here, and it's absolutely right next into the talk bottle as well, or the talk bubble as well for some sort of like this. It has only one comment for the letter V says inappropriate, which is not gonna be for around for some sort of like the same thing, or like for some kind of put me to shame as well. So I completely put me into shame because of my little brother did as well, to be listened around for just a little bit long time since 2018. As if the description says, the first thing I thought, oh wow, look at him. Which is actually, it's not the Old Town Road reference, and that means this isn't going to be real as well for some sort of like a cowboy like this thing as well. And probably it could be a BTS cookie for around standing right beside it as well. So I'm gonna be giving you for in 6 out of 10. Another one is the guy on the road, as of the GHMISAU, and to the description says won't be even as possible as well. I don't really think this isn't going to be taking for a little bit of a long time as well. That he's singing around for this thing as well for a little bit for beeping sounds as noises. Unless that I wouldn't believe this isn't going to be going on around here. So he almost gonna be for saying what? No, get them out. Said string gummy cookie. And that I'm not very sure. This is absolutely going to do whatever it costs around here. Pudding cookie, cheering that for a little bit for one thing as well. So she hears him sing. I'm pretty sure that snake fruit cookie was a little bit happy for around here for some sort of this thing as well. Unfortunately, string gummy cookie was absolutely going to be taking for disadvantages as well. So he moves out of his way on the road, and probably the trafficking won't be gonna be necessary as well, as they started to keep moving by the way from their truckers as well. As you can see into the description, this scene lives in the head rent free, along with the clickety-clack thing from the Job song. Thankfully, that marks up for a 7 out of 10, and that wasn't gonna be a little bit for one thing is less impressive whenever that they just go on the be for some sort of like this. And finally, your comforts are hidden in the road trip as well. As the description says, yes, his birthday and his day as the Wii released in some sort of like this. I don't know what is absolutely going on. And I wouldn't believe that they just going to be saying, how old even are you? Said for some sort of unknown thing. The last time I recalled 16, but I became 17 at November 19. Said a person of some kind of Wii for some sort of like this thing as well. And so I'm not very sure this isn't going to be for some sort of like this. But only one comment and the reply has just completely able to be to do so as well. That since I never able to became up, we're here as well. And as well, I'm not very sure. I completely started to get out of breath as well. And some sort of like to do this as well for the comforts are hidden to a road trip as well. So sometimes that the Wii releases on November 19, or some kind of the Nintendo Wii that I just completely already seen, or hearing this from a radio that I just used for my flash drives, and that won't be necessary as well, but I just already seen a music video to do so. So am I gonna be rating for around here as of the 6 out of 10. Another one is probably the most scuffed road trip ever. That the next thing that I'm not interested in about of this situation as well. The description says I was bored and thought I wonder if I can use stuff every letter into one comic so this exists. Please don't let get them hot, and I don't want this thing on hot as well for. In addition, I forgot for so much as well. There's no C as well, but I'm sorry. What I did you get all of this on hot? Like seriously, I didn't want my comic on for some sort of this hot as well, and which means contains the characters could be for any kinds of letters. There are K, F, B, M, J, Q, T, S, R, P, G, W, D, E, U, N, I, L, O, X, Y, and H. There must be for over 20 letters instead of 26 letters as well for some sort of like this. And for some sort of passengers, and for some sort of a van, as for some sort of the letter A. So another missing time for like those things as well. The letter A has just completely waited to do so as well, and for some kind of a little bit stronger around for this thing as well. It has 2 comments and 1 reply, and that leads into for some sort of for 6 out of 10. Also for around for this thing as well. and probably that some sort of the letters has scattered on the road, except the van over here for some sort of like at the top as well. So the alphabet law road trip with fan maids and was inspired comic for some sort of like this as well, for some kind of like this, as there must be two comments, and the letters features contains I J E F B C D Q P R S T O W L X H K 2 Y and A. Probably there was gonna be the number 2 on the road as well, because some sort of the passengers aren't able to be full like anyway as well. That is absolutely having a little bit for our passengers as well, but nothing exactly for them other kinds of people as well. And out of the road could be for some sort of other kinds of people. Is just racing for a run here for some sort of like this. I'm probably not sure. They always catching up for the van for some kind of road trip whenever that is not gonna be saying for around here. This is not gonna be exercising. This is some kind of run on reference as well. I don't know this isn't going to be for around here because they running like slaves, and that would be for almost likely for 7 out of 10. Another road trip could be from the Puyo characters as well, and this isn't going to be for around here. We didn't able to be saying for this thing as well that the characters could be saying for around here. As so the description says, we're now just going for fun. The road trip isn't going to be for Impusa as well, for some sort of like in the driver's seat. There's regulars in the passenger seat as well. And for some of the back seats, there's no comments whatsoever. There's Arkan and Kikimora and Mandrake and Klug are on the back seat as well. They won't be able to be fitting around for 4 passengers in a utility vehicle, but he's on the back seat or a trunk cargo space that wouldn't be able to be fitting around for the groceries around here. I wouldn't believe this isn't going to be for saying about for these things as well from the Puyo Quest comic studio. I won't realize that could be for around as for 8 out of 10 always. Probably that I just already seen this out as well. So 3 more to go, and there must be a little bit more characters from the pizza tower as well for some sort of like the enemies as well. With some sort of a big pepper over here, and for some kind of an unknown thing over here for this thing as well. There is a pizza face on the driver's seat, and that should be a Honda Accord. As you can see, that must be for one comment as well, and it says that's why Pizza Face created enemies, and that was completely awful for around driving the Honda Accord for around for the 2020s version or a 2018 version around for this thing as well. And that means said it's going to be for around as of 7 out of 10 for it to do this. Now, anyways, I was hungry for breakfast since that I recorded around for early 6 a.m. in the morning as well. Some sort of like for the first 4 letters as the ABCD, walking around the streets, just like the Beatles have just probably seen around here for some sort of like this. 2 comments for around read, they are all just blocking the streets. And I call this music band the Letters, which is not going to be for some sort of like this. They are absolutely recreating the Beatles, or recreating the Beatles music emblem, or a video that isn't going to be kind for around here. But I already seen from Minions in for some sort of movie before Despicable Me. And I wouldn't believe that taking for a little bit long time as well for some sort of like this. They aren't blocking the road. They just walking around here. and probably this will be resulted for a 7 out of 10 for around here, but I'm not interested around for this thing, and that I never able to be seen for this thing as well. But I already first seen around for one thing of all time as well, that I just won't be able to be doing this. So moving on into for one more as well as our road trip disaster, and probably there's no into the description as well, and as always got 3 comments whatsoever. That must be going to be for 26 of them as well, such as F R Q B J L S V E C T D K H Z W A I Y O U N G and P for some sort of like this thing as well. And that the first song, and I'm not very sure, the first off, they were in the van that overcrowded with some kind of a lot of things as well. And I wouldn't believe that the queue has just gotten over a little bit for much longer as well. I don't really think that queue accidentally falls off and ran over, and then they have scattered anything as well, that the letters are in big trouble. But look how these guys under the vehicle, under the van, has just ran over too. But I wouldn't regret for some sort of like these things as well. The letter A wouldn't refuse to get them in. And I never going to believe this isn't going to be for some sort of like this thing as well. And yes, that I just going to be marked up for a 7 out of 10 for do this as well. But probably that's it for this entire video as well. And that will be taking for that long for some kind of for to do this as well. So this is the last one that I just already reviewed as well. And we already reviewed comic studios on the road. Reviewing comic posts on the road in comic studio. Thankfully, that was the end of this video, by the way, for somewhere that I just not gonna be expected around here for saying this. It's over 20 minutes long, and that won't be necessary as well for to do this, that I just see here as well, that I won't be able to be possibly that I just going to do. So thankfully, if you're gonna be seeing for one of their comics like this thing as the comic post that upcoming things have just coming into something new, make sure it's going to be linked in the description below. The link is going to be in description, and probably the main website could be also into the description to browse some comics whenever you want. So, thanks for watching, for all your support, and I'm going to be signing off, and I'll talk to you mini lads and comic studio users all later. So be safe out there on the road right there, and have a safe day, like you guys, whenever that you're going to be doing as well on the road today.